and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute. It's Crystal one-on-one time, and we'll be chatting about so many things. I'm excited about my guest joining me today at Cafe Esed along Intindatu Road in Naguru. Now, she is a content creator, the founder of Swap and Talk, and also the founder of Thrift Shop UG. Plus, she has a podcast where she keeps it real. I have Rebecca Nanjego joining me today. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Crystal. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you. Do some people call you Becky?
Yeah.
Okay, so is that family, friends?
Yeah, that's family friends, but then I loved it as a teenager. But as I grew up, I was just like, I love the richness of Rebecca. So I told him, stop.
Okay.
Call me Rebecca now.
So you go with Rebecca?
Yes.
Yeah. So how are you doing?
I'm good.
From the content that you put out, you've been busy, from what I see.
Girl. Yeah. I've been busy. Busy week. This is December, so promos and stuff like that. So yeah.
So much happening.
So much
So
happening.
you're running your own businesses, but I know you also do a bit of influencing as well online. When did this all start for you, the content creation? Was it because of the pandemic, like so many other people, or had you been doing this for ages?
I'd been doing this for ages. It's funny. I started in 2015 after watching the fashion bloggers. When I was a child, I loved style. I always knew I wanted to work somewhere in style, but I knew I couldn't study like fashion design. I was just like, in Uganda at that time, it's not practical. Will I make the money? So I went ahead and did mass communication. But while I was in school for university, that's when the show started on E! Called Fashion Bloggers. I was like, these guys look like they're making money. They're not making the clothes and they're doing something in fashion. I was like, all right, this is something. And blogs were big then. So immediately I finished uni, I started a blog. And I started to create looks and stuff like that. That's when I started my journey with content creation.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier that you're the oldest in the family. How many are you?
We are two.
Two.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. When you said the oldest, I'm like, okay, there must be 4 others.
Yeah, but like
others.
it's so complex because I think in my head we're 2, but then I have 3 other step siblings.
Okay.
That are like
Much younger?
Much younger. So they never really come to my
So in a
mind
way,
that
they're
far.
kind of also your babies.
Exactly.
When there's a big gap.
There's a big gap. There's a
Okay.
huge gap.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where did you grow up?
I grew up in Nalia.
In Nalia.
Yeah.
And not far from where we are.
Exactly.
Okay. Is that still home for your parents?
Yes, that's still home.
Okay.
Yeah.
And school?
School, Hillside for primary. Hillside Primary School here in Nalia. Then I went to St. Joseph's Nagalama, that's in Mukono. Then I went to Our Lady of Good Counsel and Gayaza. Then I went to UC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy school?
I enjoyed primary school and so much the life. I enjoyed O-level.
Okay.
It was a strict Catholic school, but that's where most of my values came from.
Okay.
Because I came from a very secular school, almost international, but not, to like this strict Catholic school that had a lot of rules. I broke all of them, but that was the the beauty.
She broke all of them, but now she looks back and like, oh, my values.
Exactly. My values came from that. I didn't enjoy A-level that much, but then
Okay.
university, what? The life.
Good.
The good
I would
life.
say you need to thoroughly enjoy university. I mean, it's the first time in your life where you have the independence of being an adult, but you're not yet tied down to a job. Right? Yes, you have school, you have to be, responsible, but you're not yet tied down to like life's responsibilities and bills and all of that.
You're enjoying on someone else's money. Wow.
Sorry, Dad.
Wow. Yeah.
So where did you do mass communication?
I did mass communication because I always knew growing up I thought I was not those people that ever said I wanted to be a lawyer. I think it frustrated my parents. I wanted to be a DJ.
Are there lawyers in the family?
Yeah, the lawyers in the family, but I knew I wasn't a scientist. So it's just like, if you're not a doctor, you're a lawyer. So I'm like, this is an artsy course, right? But I never said that. I wanted to be a radio DJ. Looked up to you a lot. And radio DJ or a dancer. Those were the things. My parents were just like, oh my God.
And that's what you really wanted? Like
That's-
it was clear to you?
It was clear that's what I wanted, but when I would say what I wanted to be, everyone just kept looking at me like, are you crazy? So I kind of just stopped saying what I wanted, and I just went through school, really. And the people, I didn't study in school.
Okay.
Everything was just so boring, but somehow I always passed. Like I got a pass mark, I was an average student, but then my parents were impressed, were like, what, you're getting this? Wow, congratulations. Yeah, but then university, I was like, this is it. Mass communication is me a radio DJing. It's
So the thing about, I guess, mass communication is you could be creative, and then you could also have your own interpretation, rather than school, which was, you know, you have to write everything as it is in the textbooks.
Absolutely.
Oh, God.
But also, it's what I chose. For the first time, I was like, this is it.
Ah.
And it was so crazy because I actually wanted to go to class. For the first time, I was like, education is so fun. It is so fun. I sat at the front, discussed. I just never got retext. I was a good student. And I'd be the type that would go out to like 6, 7 in the morning, take a shower and go to class because I loved it. And took it seriously.
The beauty of being young. You tried
Where
that.
did we get the
Some of
energy?
us, we try that now. I don't know. I'll be a zombie. I can't function.
Me too.
I tell you what, in my early radio days when I was doing a breakfast show, yeah, we would go out till 5, then I'd dash home, have a shower, and then do my show. Yeah. I don't know what I was saying, but I did. Okay. Yeah. So you felt like you'd really found something that you were enjoying and you're comfortable with.
Yes.
So at that point, were you thinking, okay, I want to work on TV, maybe I will do radio? Because you kind of are doing those things now on your own, you know that, right?
Yeah. Crazy, right? It's wild. Yeah, so I thought I wanted to try out everything. So thank God we had like internships from first year. Okay. So I interned at Hot 100 and I just, first of all, I was told my voice was just so tiny and it couldn't do radio. I was like, okay, that's not, all right, that's fine. But then I also didn't like I just didn't like the environment in terms of the earnings.
Okay.
In terms of the earnings, I was just like, no, especially for that radio station. I remember when a meeting and the owner at that point told one of the presenters, you should stop going to bars and saying, put it on my bill. And this presenter was saying, but we don't make enough and people expect me to have money. And I would feel his pain because I knew how much he was earning and versus the lifestyle
that was expected of him.
That was expected of him. So I was like, maybe not. Maybe not.
Okay.
Yeah. And then my other dream was, you know, you idolize your parents. Yeah. So my dad was just like my hero, and he was doing okay. I was like, maybe I should work. He worked at the central bank. I was like, okay, maybe I should intern here. Went and interned there. Of course, I knew I would make the money, but the lifestyle. I'm an artist. Crystal, people entered at 9. At midday, they were having lunch for 2 hours, and they were gone at 4. There was just a sluggishness.
Okay.
I was like, okay, yeah, there's
for some people, they're like, that's the life, though.
Exactly.
But yeah.
There was tea in the corridor, like milk. You were just fine. Yeah, the lunch was, it just felt like I was chilling. But I think just that youthful energy, they're like, my brain is dying. My brain is dying. And that's how I ended up studying the thrift shop. I needed something that was more exciting, that needed my energy. Yeah.
So
and I
when
didn't
was
look for a
this?
job. Yeah.
So how long did you work there? Well, that was just
that's internship. It
just
was a
internship.
month,
Okay.
and I knew it wasn't a fit for me.
Okay. So we're talking really early when you started the thrift shop.
Yes.
What, did you start it on Instagram then?
I
did you
started
start?
it in school. I
Okay.
started it in school, but it wasn't a real thing. Then I was just making ends meet.
So were you just like picking pieces? So you're kind of like a
Yes.
stylist?
I was kind of like a stylist, but also it came because whenever I dressed up, people ask me, "Where did you get that from? Where did you get that from?" You know.
Yeah.
I was like, I guess I could make money out of it. All my friends were like, "Can you get for me?" I was like, "Okay." So it became a thing in university. I was making the money, but would blow it, all of it.
You
All
can be
of it.
forgiven.
Yes. And then after I graduated, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I also tried to apply for a job once. And when I took my application, there was a swarm of people. I said, no way, this is not my life. That was the last time. This is not what I envisioned for my life.
Okay.
It can't be this serious. So I was like, okay, some of my friends are working. I guess I'll just vend the clothes, you know, take them to their offices, whatever. I wasn't yet switched on about social media then.
So it was just your networks that you
My
were using?
networks that kept expanding
Uh-huh.
until
So how would it work for you? You would, what, go downtown, pick
I would
pieces?
go downtown, yes, and pick pieces.
So
Yeah.
you'd go like certain days of the week?
Yes.
Okay.
Certain days of the week, pick pieces, or stay at home, iron them. My friends would let me know, like, I want this type of thing, I want this. I'm like, okay, here. And then you take to the office, and then, you know, I ask some clothes. The other ladies is like, let me see, let me see, let me see. And you go home with 500K. Life was good. I didn't need a job. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good for you. I mean, you looked at the hustle, you're like, I'm going to line up. And then I may or may not get that job. And then even when I do get it, how much am I earning after, you know, an 8 to 5 probably the whole month, right?
Yes.
Okay. So did it start, you know, like picking up where you thought, okay, this is what I can really focus on full time, or how did it work for you? Or did you go out and get another job?
No, I was actually hoodwinked into a job. I was doing okay.
Excuse me?
Yes.
How did that work?
So there's this place I had worked at in my
Okay.
Essex work.
Uh-huh.
And at that point, my boss then knew that I'd graduated. So he reached out to me and said, there's this place. There's a position now. Someone has left for 2 weeks. Just come and try it out and see if you want. I was like, no, no, no. I know how much you guys pay. I am good. He's like, no, for 2 weeks.
Okay.
For 2 weeks, just come. If you love it, you'll stay. I'm like, okay, well, it's 2 weeks. Let me go. Oh, my God. I spent 5 years there because I loved it.
What
It was
were you doing?
advertising.
Advertising.
Yeah. So I was working at a casting agency.
Okay.
Yeah. And I would meet new people every day, which is something I love. I love people so much. Yeah, so just working in a creative field, meeting new people, it gave me that room to exercise my creativity. Yeah, but then I was so busy, so like the thrift shop just... Yeah.
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 I can imagine. It was taking up a lot of your time.
Yes.
5 years from the lady who's like, you don't even pay that much. I know how much
I
you pay.
know.
How did that happen?
I don't even know. I guess I thought I was crazy about money, and then I realized actually I'm not. There's something else.
But I guess you were enjoying it.
Yes, I was enjoying it so much, yeah.
But the hours flexible?
Not at all. In advertising, there's nothing like flexible hours. No, it's crazy.
Crazy hours.
Yes.
Weekends, late nights.
Yes.
I think you have to really be passionate about it.
Exactly. You have to be really passionate about
So
it.
those 5 years probably gave you a really great foundation for where you are now, right?
For sure. For sure.
Okay.
That's what I take with me. Yeah.
All right. Your style, I feel like, kind of has evolved as well over time. So how would you describe your style?
And now it's very minimal, very laid back. I only buy clothes that make me feel good.
Okay.
They make me look good, but it's all about feeling, from the fabric to just looking clean. That's what I'm into right now.
So you like a lot of the whites and
Yeah,
the solid
white.
colors.
Yes.
And you love your jeans.
Love jeans.
But
Love
good
jeans,
jeans, you can never go wrong with a good pair of jeans.
For sure.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, so 5 years in the advertising world, what happened to make you want to leave?
3 years in, just my internal compass had started to shift.
Okay.
I started to feel like there's no way this is sustainable for me long term. Because I didn't have time, you know. I would, like, my birthdays would come, and I remember my friend sometimes came to set to just be with me because there's just no time. I was always going and going and going. So my moral compass started to shift. Like, okay, what is important in life? I started to feel that. Then I rebuilt the thrift shop. Then, you know, started doing it on the side.
So this was after 3 years, huh?
Yeah, 3 years. Started doing it on the side.
Was there someone who talked to you like, what happened? Or you just felt like, oh, I've let this down, huh?
Yeah. I actually don't know. I think I needed another outlet to feel like I'm in control of my life.
Oh,
Because I just felt out of control at that point. And I was just like, no. So I started going weekends and shopping and, you know. Yeah, so that thrift shop gave me like a base of like, no, things are okay, you're making an extra income, you're in control and stuff. But then after 5 years, I just looked back and I said, okay, okay, 5 years have gone by, but let me look back and say, okay, what have I achieved
for myself?
For myself. And it was nearly nothing. It's like I was working for bills.
Yeah.
I was working for bills, and I was tired all the time. My quality of life was just down. I missed my friends' birthdays. I missed important things. Rarely had time to date. I was like, make it make sense.
Yeah.
Make it make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's when I decided that, you know what, let me go on adventure out and try my luck. But I had thrift shop at least.
So you had something.
I had something, yeah.
It's not what some people do. Are like, you know what, I need to change. And they get out there in a year and they're like, what was I thinking?
So scary.
But it's still scary, even if you have something that you've kind of built on the side.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you talk to family about your decision?
Yeah, I talked to my dad about it. He was just like, okay, he told me recently that he was so scared for me, but he didn't let me know.
Bless him.
Yeah, he was just like, oh, okay. Is that what you feel like? Is the shop making money? I said, yes, look at the plan, this. He's like, okay, it's fine. He supported me at the time. My friends were like, yeah, we'll get to see you. It makes sense. Yeah, but then I've also always been the person that once I make like I'm a go-getter. So they feel like, they just know that I'll be fine.
Yeah.
So that
like you decide on something and you have to make it work.
I have to make it work.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you leave employment and then you started focus on the thrift shop, like full time.
Yeah.
When did Swap and Talk start? What was next?
Swap and Talk is is my 4th year into work.
Okay.
Yeah. So I also started that while I was still at work.
Tell us about it. What is it?
Oh man, adulting. Adulting, Crystal. I was in shock.
Yeah.
I had worked and done all the things that I thought life, like what was promised to me. So it was like, you know, you study, you pass, you get a job, you get married, and yeah, life is good. I came with that script in my head.
Oh, so these things are supposed to happen.
These things are supposed to happen. But I'd studied, I was working, I was happy with my job. I was dating on and off. But then I said, no, if even though I got married, that's not the end of life. So I had a crisis. I said, no, make life make sense.
Okay.
Make life make sense. This can be, someone explained to me. And I was having these conversations with my friends. I was just like, you know, we all think the same way, you guys. Maybe we need other people.
Okay.
We need other people. And so I've always thought about swapping clothes at the time because like decluttering, women hold onto a lot. So I always thought, how we love shopping from each other's closets. Why don't we do the same like with other people? So I invited my friends home for the very first Swap and Talk. We're just 5 friends. And I said, bring something you want to let go of. And we organized it in my living room. And then we spoke. I had like a thing for us to speak about how like adulting, challenges about life, all that. And then at the end I told them, guys, don't you think this could be something with other people? And they're like, yeah. I think after 2 months, I hosted my first one.
Okay.
Just a necessity.
So it's a chance to come together, to exchange,
Yeah.
and but also to just talk.
Just talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I mean, adulting is no joke. Even where I am now, it's no joke.
Yeah.
And sometimes you need to hear from someone else just to know how they've navigated through so many tricky things, especially if you're talking about these transitions in life where you are at a crossroads and you're like, okay, I'm not too sure what to do. I'm not happy here, but where do I go from here? Okay, so when it started, you said this was a year before you left your job.
For sure.
Where were you? Where did you host it the first time?
The first time, it was actually a bar of work. There was a a restaurant up there.
Okay.
So I just spoke to them and they're like, okay.
Uh-huh.
So I hosted it there. Yeah.
So how many years in now?
Years, I've lost track of time now. But we celebrated our second year anniversary in 2020. Yeah. Yeah, 2020.
Okay.
January. Yeah.
I'm sure it's evolved from how it started.
For sure it's evolved, but then we took, after the second anniversary, we took a 2-year break because COVID and events didn't mix.
Yeah.
And then the next one is, actually next weekend.
Next weekend!
It's next
We heard
weekend.
next weekend. Where's it going to be?
It's going to be in Luzira Peninsula Residence. Yeah.
Where's that?
That's in Luzira Lake Drive.
Okay.
There's some apartments called Peninsula Residence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it open to everyone or?
Yeah, for people who are coming to the event.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So, the podcast. When did that start?
The podcast started after I quit. That was May 2020. May or July.
Connectivity.
Connectivity, yes. Yes. Yeah, that's when
So?
it started.
Okay, why did you start the podcast?
Oh man, I guess it's just conversations for me. I've found a lot of relief in my life from talking to people and sharing life experiences.
Okay.
It's almost therapeutic for me. Like when a human being speaks and I see them, and I speak and they see me, that feeling of being seen and understood, for me, I feel like it's what human beings need to thrive, you know? So, especially when I was at Crossroads many times, I binged on so many podcasts.
Okay.
Podcasts that even helped me relieve some traumas that I had. And I said, but why isn't that a thing here?
We're getting there now.
Yeah.
But for the longest time, like, you don't talk about your problems and your issues.
Exactly. Why isn't it a thing here?